Okay, so are you ready to dive into something totally new today?
I'm always up for a challenge. What do we have?
This one comes straight from one of our listeners. They send over a bunch of stuff about being a nitroglycerin separator operator.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Right. It's not exactly a job title you hear every day.
It's not. And it sounds a little intimidating, honestly.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
They found all this info on RoleCatcher, which seems like a pretty cool job site in itself. But before we get into all that, what exactly does a nitroglycerin separator operator even do?
Well, it sounds more dangerous than it actually is. A nitroglycerin separator operator basically works with this big piece of equipment called a gravity separator. And it's used to separate nitroglycerin from spent acids, so they're making sure the process runs smoothly and safely.
Okay, so it's about controlling the process more than anything else.
Exactly. It's all about precision and attention to detail. They have to monitor temperature, liquid flow, make sure everything is working exactly as it should.
I guess that makes sense when you're dealing with something as volatile as nitroglycerin. You don't want any surprises there.
Not at all. But here's the thing. While this job itself might seem pretty niche, the skills involved are actually super relevant to a lot of different fields.
Oh, really?
Like what? Well, think about it. You need to be incredibly detail-oriented, able to spot even the smallest problems before they become big ones.
That's true. You can't exactly hit the undo button when you're dealing with explosives.
Exactly. You need to be able to think critically and solve problems under pressure, and those are valuable skills in any industry, whether you're handling chemicals or managing a team.
It's like the ability to stay calm and focused when everything around you feels chaotic. That's got to be useful no matter what you do.
Absolutely. And on top of that, you need to be a fast learner, able to adapt to new situations and pick up new technologies quickly.
Especially in a world that's constantly changing.
Hmm.
Being adaptable is key.
100%. So even though nitroglycerin separator operator might sound like a very specific and maybe even a little scary job title, there's a lot we can learn from it about the skills that are in high demand right now.
It's like a case study in transferable skills. You take what seems like a very specialized role, and you realize that the core competencies are applicable across so many different areas.
Exactly. It's all about seeing those connections and understanding the broader value of your skills and experience.
So we've got these highly sought-after skills, but what does the actual career path look like for a nitroglycerin separator operator?
Well, that's where things get really interesting, and it's where RoleCatcher comes in. RoleCatcher gave us some really interesting insights into the career trajectory of this role. It's not just a one and done kind of thing.
So there's room to move up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It usually starts with entry-level positions where you're learning the ropes from more experienced operators.
So it's like an apprenticeship.
Yeah, you could say that. You're proving yourself, getting comfortable with the equipment, and really mastering those safety protocols.
Makes sense. You want to make sure people really know what they're doing before giving them more responsibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But as you gain experience, there's a clear path toward supervisory roles and eventually even management positions.
So you could go from handling the nitroglycerin firsthand to overseeing entire teams and operations.
Exactly. It's a career with a lot of potential for growth.
And I'm guessing the pay reflects that level of responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? Working with volatile materials probably comes with a bit of a premium.
You're not wrong. The compensation for these roles tends to be pretty competitive, especially as you move up the ladder.
That makes sense. So not only do you have the opportunity to learn and grow in this field, but you're also potentially looking at a pretty nice paycheck.
Exactly. And that's something RoleCatcher really emphasizes. It's not just about finding a job, it's about understanding the career path and the earning potential.
It's about making smart choices for your future.
Precisely. And speaking of RoleCatcher, did you see what they have for AI-powered career tools?
Yeah, actually, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. Their AI resume analysis tool sounds crazy.
I know, right? It's like having a personal career coach in your pocket. You upload your resume, and the AI actually analyzes it, identifies areas where you can improve, and even gives you suggestions based on the specific job you're applying for.
So it's not just about catching typos, it's about actually making your resume stand out to potential employers.
Exactly. It's about understanding what hiring managers are looking for and tailoring your resume to match.
Which is huge these days, with so many companies using AI to screen resumes.
It's not just about standing out to humans anymore. You have to impress the algorithms, too.
It's like a whole new ball game.
Mm-hmm.
And RoleCatcher seems to be on top of it.
They're definitely ahead of the curve. They also have this massive database of interview questions and answers, all categorized by role and industry.
So it's like having a cheat sheet for your interview.
Pretty much. It helps you prepare for the types of questions you're likely to be asked, and it gives you insights into what the interviewers are looking for in your answers.
It sounds incredibly helpful. especially for anyone who gets nervous during interviews.
It definitely takes some of the pressure off knowing that you've prepared for the most common questions.
So you're going into the interview feeling more confident and prepared.
Exactly. And that can make all the difference.
No doubt. But before we get too sidetracked by all the cool features of RoleCatcher, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about the hidden value in any job.
Oh, you mean how even a job like Nitroglycerin Separator Operator can teach you skills that are applicable to other fields?
Exactly. It's like we're talking about transferable skills, but on a deeper level. It's about looking beyond the specific tasks of a job and understanding the underlying abilities and knowledge that makes someone successful in that role.
Right. It's about seeing the bigger picture.
And it's about recognizing that those deeper skills, those are the things that really make you valuable in the long run, no matter what career path you end up on.
Exactly. It's about being adaptable, being a problem solver, being able to learn and grow.
Those are the things that employers are really looking for, no matter what the job title is.
Exactly. And it's something that RoleCatcher seems to understand really well with all these tools they're developing to help people identify and highlight those transferable skills.
It's like they're saying, hey, your skills are valuable, even if they don't fit neatly into a box.
Right. And that's so important in today's job market where things are changing so quickly.
It really is.
Yeah.
But you know what I find so fascinating about all this? We started off talking about a job that most people have probably never even heard of.
Nitroglycerin Separator.
Operator. Yeah.
Yeah, not exactly a common dinner table conversation.
Exactly. But by digging into this one very specific role, we've actually uncovered all these really important insights about the future of work.
It's like that saying, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. Or maybe in this case, the deeper you dive, the more connections you find.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great reminder that sometimes the most unexpected discoveries come from exploring the things that seem the most niche or unusual.
Absolutely. So the next time you come across a job title that makes you scratch your head,
Don't just dismiss it.
take a closer look. You might be surprised at what you find.
You might just uncover your next career move. Who knows? And on that note, I think we've done enough exploring for one day.
Agreed. It's been quite a journey.
It has. A huge thanks to our listener for sending us down this path. And to everyone listening, keep those brains buzzing, and we'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.